two adult children are scared that he's going to kill me and kidnap our youngest.
On the question of whether or not an ex parte order or an order of protection should be issued in this case for up to 1 year, there was a temporary order of protection that was issued by Judge Larry Wallace earlier on behalf of Ms. Thomas. Ms. Thomas, this hearing is designed for me to determine whether or not, first, do you want to extend this order of protection, and secondly, whether or not Mr. Thomas objects to that. Are you still asking for an order of protection to remain in place?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Thomas, this is an order of protection hearing. You have the right to oppose any extension of that order of protection. Do you oppose that?
I do.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Then have a seat right there. Ms. Thomas, both of you raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall not give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Thomas, you need to come around and take the witness stand, please. Come around here. Ms. Thomas, you are the petitioner, so I need you to tell me why you obtained an order of protection, what exactly occurred, and why you feel that there needs to be an order of protection. And you need to move up and speak in directly into that microphone because our sound system here is not very good. So speak loudly enough for him to hear you, okay?
I obtained an order of temporary order of protection because I kept receiving text messages of threats. He was threatening me, which has been an ongoing issue for years. I tried to do this once before, and he begged me to not show up to court because he was going to lose his job if I did. And so I didn't show up to court. My children, my two adult children, our two adult children, are scared that he's going to kill me and kidnap our youngest because of the things that he said.
Now, are you and he divorced? You're still married, but are you living together or separate?
Separate.
How long have you been separated?
We've been separated on and off for 4 years.
So when's the last time you were residing together?
Maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. So when you say that Mr. Thomas has been harassing you, tell me what exactly has he been saying that you consider to be harassing or threats?
I brought some text messages with me, and I also submitted them to Officer Matthew Harlan. But
Now, have you printed those out? All right. And those are text messages between you and Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
And do you have those where you can show them to the court and to Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
All right. If you'll hand them to the bailiff, the first thing I'm going to ask is that those be shown to Mr. Thomas so that he understands what we're talking about. You in your petition allege that Mr. Thomas has previously physically assaulted you, which caused injuries. When did those incidents take place?
2 years ago.
All right. And tell me what happened when he physically assaulted you.
He took his elbow and slammed it down on the side of my face to hold me down.
To rape you?
Yes.
All right. And that occurred, and since that time, you and he have been back together and reconciled?
No.
But
we haven't reconciled. It was more of so I make a fourth of what he does. And
so you stay with him over economic considerations?
no, he was not necessarily. He was paying the rent, and I was paying all of the other bits, that sort of thing, you know.
All right. So there are text messages here. Apparently,
That's from my daughter, but there is one in there where I mentioned that he abused me, and you can see his response to it.
so currently, are you and Mr. Thomas, before the filing of this petition for order of protection, were you living together then?
No.
All right.
And just to clarify, I didn't go in and just show them bits and pieces of text messages when I went to the sheriff's department. I went in and handed them my phone, and there was Sean Gary, Matthew Harlan, and the commissioner in there. All three of them read through my phone. So I didn't just hand them something like that. I handed them my whole phone.
Well, there are multiple messages that between you and your daughter, Leela.
Uh-huh.
And then there are some messages between you and Mr. Thomas. Of those messages, what portion of those do you consider to be threatening or harassing?
May I see?
Yes.
There's these three. This one.
All right. Read that portion that you think is a threat or harassment.
Just thought you may want pictures of the last thing I ever do before it gets fucked up.
And how is that harassing or threatening?
Just because he was at my house when I wasn't.
Okay. And where are you living?
I'm living at the same house I've lived in
Right.
for 20
So
years.
he's the one that moved out then?
So his job, he works on the road 5 days a week.
Okay.
He's just been staying in hotels. So after this, he freaked out because me and my daughter's partner went out of town for her 21st birthday and to watch two friends of ours get married. And he just lost his mind over that. So I don't know. So that's what these are regarding.
All right. So in what way do you think that he is physically threatening to you, or that you feel like you are at risk of any kind of domestic violence?
No, I am at risk for domestic violence just because of the history that I have with him.
Okay.
But these text messages, even after, like the ones I submitted to Officer Matthew Harlan, those are the ones that I don't guess you have them, do you? No.
There's nothing, this is your opportunity to present any proof that you wish to. And what I'm trying to determine is what evidence is there that substantiates, if any, that substantiates your claim. Let me explain to you also. If you want to terminate your marriage, that is the divorce court responsibility for determining who is responsible for what bills and whether or not there's going to be any exchange of money between the two of you in the form of alimony or spousal support or child support if this other child that you have a minor. Today's hearing is solely about whether or not there was an order that should limit his contact or prohibit contact with you, period.
Yes.
So
the text messages that I submitted to Officer Matthew Harlan showed where he was being threatening.
what was he saying that was threatening?
I don't exactly recall. But it was in a threatening way. I just brought these as extras today. I've never been to court before, so I assumed
Is the Officer Matthew Holland going to pursue any kind of criminal charges, or is that just something he's filing of record? Do you know? Okay. All right. And you believe that Mr. Thomas poses a threat to you because of the past history of physical abuse that you told us about?
Yes, absolutely.
And anything in those messages lately that has led you to believe that that's what would happen?
Yes. So I can tell you one of them. I was 2 hours away at another friend's wedding in Mackenzie, and he knew I was going to this wedding. And when I was gone, he started acting crazy and texting our son, our youngest, asking questions about me, questioning him as to where I'm at, what am I doing, whatever. And he was uncomfortable, and he brought it to our oldest son. And our oldest son responded to him and said, stop asking questions, something along those lines, you know. And then he personally texted our oldest son, who's 20, our oldest son, and said he needs to mind his business, stay in his lane, and stay out of it. So anyway, then he went on to say that he was planning on just coming and getting Shane, our youngest, and taking him for the day or whatever. But to know him, he was mad at me, angry with me. That's why he was texting our youngest questions, asking him questions about where I'm at, what am I doing, which is inappropriate. And that's why right here, where you see this is my daughter, there's a reason for that. That was the reason for that. That's why she said that. Because it is a fear of all of ours.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me about this situation and why you feel like you need an order of protection?
No, sir.
Do you plan to file for a divorce?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas, you're representing yourself. You have the opportunity, if you wish, to ask questions. You're also going to be given an opportunity to testify on your own behalf. Do you wish to ask any questions of this witness? They have to be in question form. You can't argue whether you can only ask a question. You're not required to ask questions, but it's your opportunity.
So you said that
If you want to ask questions, you got to come to the podium and speak into the microphone, please.
So you said that when you and Layla and Nate left for 2 weeks and you blocked me, you were where?
We were in Seattle.
Okay. And the day in question when you went and done all this, the last text I sent to you was when you want to discuss it like an adult and talk two-way conversation without talking over me and work this out, give me a call, and then next thing I know, I get order of protection. Why the order of protection? Where did it come from? What did I do to threaten you or make you feel like you needed that?
Because of every one of your text messages since Shane's birthday party, every single one of them. You're threatening to have my car come and picked up, my only vehicle. You're threatening to take the little bit of child support money that you put into the Regions account and you said you were going to change that. That was going to be dealt with.
And the weekend in question, you said you told me you were going to your friend's wedding, Leah's wedding. You can get on Facebook and see that Leah got married a month before that.
Leah had two. I'm sorry, Your Honor. She had 2 weddings. She has family in California. I also said that to him.
So that's all, Your Honor. I'll just, you can ask.
I'm going to give you a chance to testify.
I'm not good at asking questions. You can ask me questions. If you let me bring my phone in here, I can prove everything she said up there was a lie. Everything. Like I have pictures of her and her lover together in the bed. I have anything you want. Like I got.
Lover, are you saying she's seeing someone? Is that?
Oh, she's seen multiple people, and I have pictures of all of them.
Have a seat. Do you have anything else that you wish to testify about as far as this order of protection?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. You can step down and have a seat. Do you have any other witnesses that you want to call?
I'm alone today.
All right, and just have a seat. Mr. Thomas, now is your opportunity to testify about what you think the reason why I should not grant a motion or a petition for order of protection. If you want to come up, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and be played. I think we've already sworn them both in. You're already under oath, so if you will remind you rather that you are sworn to tell the truth. First of all, tell me why you feel that there's no need for an order of protection.
I'm not a threat to anyone, Your Honor. I was 10 hours away working in North Carolina when all this come about. I was nowhere around. Like I never threatened her in any way. I didn't send her any threatening text saying I was going to do anything. The threat about the house being messed up, she was in Idaho with her girlfriend, which I have pictures of. And while she was gone, I cleaned the entire
You have
house
pictures of what?
of her and her girlfriend in bed together, out in state parks, her sitting on her girlfriend's lap. And I mean, just anything you want, Your Honor. I have it all on my phone.
It's not anything I want.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, she comes up here and she plays the victim. She's not a victim. She's manipulative, and she wants to have her way all the time. The only reason this come about was because I told her I wasn't paying her truck payment anymore, because she only texts me, she only calls me when it benefits her, when she wants something. And I finally had enough of it. I said, look, I'm done. And I can show you text messages where I told her that morning. And she told me, she said, I'm going to the police. I said, fine, go to the police. I haven't threatened you. I haven't done anything. I'm just telling you, like, I'm done. I'm done paying all your stuff just so you can, you know, run around and do all your other stuff with your money. You know, I'm done doing that. And
So she says that you physically assaulted her a couple of years ago, and that you assaulted her.
there was a physical altercation. It was not sexual. She got upset with me. We had a physical altercation. She started hitting me, punching me in the face. She busted my nose. At that point, I grabbed her. I pushed her down. I did put my arm across her face to hold her down. There was nothing about it.
When did that occur?
It was a few years ago.
Since that incident, have you and she resided together?
Yes.
And how long have you been together?
We've been together for 23 years. We've been married for 21 years. And we separated about 2.5 years ago. I was gone for a while working on the road. Then I come back. We made up. I moved back in. And I lived there all the way up until, I believe it was the 22nd of August, which is when I cleaned the house and everything. She was in Idaho, and she was supposed to be back that Sunday, and I was going to surprise her with a clean house and everything, trying to be a good guy. Even though I knew where she was at and what she was doing, I still wanted it to work between us. So,
well, do you want a divorce?
oh yeah, I've got consultations set up with attorneys already.
Oh.
But I mean, I'm not a threat to anyone, Your Honor. I'm not a threat to.
So you're saying you've not threatened her in any way?
I've not threatened her in any way, Your Honor. None whatsoever.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me about this?
Something else that stood out to me is on the petition for order of protection. If you go down to the bottom where it says other, what she's asking for, the only thing she listed on there was continue paying truck payment and insurance, which is the only thing that I was texting her about that morning when this come up.
Ms. Thomas, do you have any questions you want to ask this, Mr. Thomas? All right, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Sit down. You folks need to get a divorce.
Yes, sir.
The fact of the matter is that an order of protection is an extraordinary remedy that's designed for people who have been the victim of domestic abuse, and that they are victims of either domestic violence, domestic abuse, stalking, and that sort of thing. It is not designed for situations where parties have disagreements about their marriage and payment of bills. And for that reason, I do not find that the evidence, I've reviewed all of the text messages that Mrs. Thomas has submitted. I do not find that there were any threats in any of those messages. If there were other messages that she considered to be threatening, those were not produced for the court to review. Therefore, the court finds that the plaintiff has not, or petitioner rather, has not met her burden of proving that there is a need for an order of protection. Now, having said that, both of you want a divorce, and a divorce will deal with all of those issues. A temporary restraining order can be issued in a divorce action, either ex parte or by agreement, that will keep the two of you under some sort of a regulation about how you're interacting and so forth. I will say this, if she doesn't want to talk to you, don't talk to her. Hire a lawyer and file for divorce. Get in front, just let's listen to me. If you don't want to talk to him, you need to hire a lawyer and get into a divorce court so that you can have a temporary hearing that will address all of the economic issues, your interaction. And if you've got a minor son together, then you're going to have to deal with a parenting plan and child support and all those sorts of things. So today's hearing was designed for me to determine whether there was a basis for issuing an order or extending an order of protection. I do not find that it rises to that level. And for that reason, now, if there is some future problem, if there is some threat, some harassment with threatening messages, then she's free to come back into court and it may succeed the next time. I'm just simply saying I'm giving you both the advice to get an attorney, get into court, and get your divorce started so that you can get these things resolved. Because clearly, it seems to me that you don't need to be together any longer. So, all right, judgment of the court is this is dismissed.
Judge, you have an announcement on one if you want to do that.
All right, you will bear with me for a moment. Ms. Duke, what announcement do you have?
Judge, that's on the Anderson order of protection.
This case starts with a chilling claim: fear of murder, fear of kidnapping, fear so intense it brings an entire family into court. But what unfolds is not the explosive domestic violence case it first appears to be. Instead, we're watching a marriage collapse in real time, with money, resentment, and emotional wounds bleeding into the wrong courtroom. 2 parents. 1 minor child. Years of separation. And a judge forced to separate fear from facts. The question is simple, but the answer is anything but: does this situation legally justify an order of protection, or is the court being asked to solve a divorce dispute under the banner of safety? Stay with this one, because the ending delivers a reality check neither side expected. Right here is where the legal tone of this hearing is set. An order of protection is not automatic, and it's not emotional, it's evidentiary. The judge is making it clear that this hearing has a very narrow purpose: determine whether ongoing contact poses a real, provable risk of harm. Not whether the marriage is toxic. Not who's morally right. Not who pays which bills. The burden sits entirely on the petitioner to show credible threats or behavior that rises to the legal standard of domestic abuse. This distinction matters, because a lot of people walk into court believing fear alone is enough. In the law, it isn't. Evidence is everything. This is the ruling moment, and it's decisive. The judge systematically explains why the petition fails: no clear threats, no qualifying harassment, and insufficient evidence to justify limiting someone's liberty through a protection order. But what makes this powerful isn't the dismissal, it's the guidance. The court acknowledges dysfunction, volatility, and unresolved conflict, yet refuses to misuse a legal tool designed for victims of abuse. This is the justice system doing exactly what it's supposed to do: separating emotional truth from legal truth. And that line matters more than most people realize. This case ends with a reminder every courtroom viewer needs to hear. Protection orders are not emotional safety nets, they are legal shields, and they require proof. The judge didn't minimize fear, he demanded evidence. He didn't excuse bad behavior, he enforced legal boundaries. The order was dismissed, but the warning was clear: if real threats emerge, the court doors remain open. Divorce court, not protection court, is where finances, custody, and communication belong. If you found this case as revealing as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more no-nonsense courtroom breakdowns that separate facts from feelings.